As you can see, it's a cold, wet, rainy morning. We're totally socked in. We're breaking camp. Everything is wet. It's also pretty cold.
We made the right decision yesterday.
Yes, we made the right decision to leave, not to camp at Devon Lakes, because it would have been a socked in, rainy, cold hike out.
We end up seeing more than if we would have camped at Devon Lake, because as you can see,
you can't see the mountains. There's big mountains behind us, big mountains all around us. Everything's socked in. The clouds, we're pretty close to cloud level.
We're at 7,500 feet.
We're at 7,500 feet, and it's raining out, and it's cold. So we made the right decision. What we did yesterday was the right decision. Instead of, it would have been a miserable hike from Devon Lakes out. Look how wet, everything's just soaking wet. Tent's soaking wet. Everything's wet. I better put the camera away, because this is not a weatherproof, rainproof camera. It gets too wet, you can damage the electronics, so I'm turning the camera off. That might not do that much videoing while it's raining out.
Yeah, you won't be able to see anything anyway. It's rainy, it's wet.
Yeah, and there's not, you can't see the mountains or the scenery anyway, so I might not do that much videoing on the way.
Unless we see a grizzly bear.
Unless we see a grizzly bear, then yeah, I'll take the camera out for that. Okay, the morning of day 10 of our backpack. Okay, we're in the clouds right now. I know it looks dorky, but we got the rain kilt. We got that idea from How's to Hike, and it's very effective. It's lightweight, breathable. It stuffs away in a little tiny stuff sack. It's like better than rain pants, in my opinion.
And if you go through willows, it keeps your pants dry.
Yeah. Anyway, we're in the clouds right now. You can't see absolutely nothing. It's like we're in the cloud. We're like close to 8,000 feet. 7,000, over 7,500 anyway.
Totally socked in.
Totally socked in.
Unfortunately, we won't be able to film any more of spectacular mountain scenery.
Yeah.
We'll be able to show you probably the North Molar Pass.
Yeah.
And or Fish Lakes area, because it's like this. All you'll see is trees and cloud.
Yeah. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you the conditions we're hiking in.
These rain kilts are brilliant.
Yeah, these rain kilts are great. They weigh the feather light. They're totally waterproof. They stuff away in a tiny little sack.
It's breathable.
It's breathable. It's like perfect. It's better than rain pants. Better.
The only downside is people might think it looks funny.
Yeah, the downside is it looks dorky. People will stare at you and say, "What's the guy wearing a skirt?"
But functional-wise, it's a very functional item to have.
Yeah, it looks dorky, but it's highly, highly functional. Anyway, I thought I'd film how we look and what we're wearing and the conditions we're hiking in right now.
Yeah, this will keep my pants completely dry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the polyester pants got soaked when I didn't wear the rain kilts yesterday. I was too lazy to put it on. But by the end, when it cleared up a bit and it stopped raining for 2 hours, the pants completely dried. So
yeah, polyester is the thing to wear, because polyester takes 2 hours. You get it wet, 2 hours later it's dry.
And because it's polyester, it needs no treatment.
Yeah, and then it's better than the treated nylon, because the treatment wears off when you wash it. Yeah. Polyester is the thing to get.
Yes.
Okay, onwards. Okay, Fish Lakes Patrol Cabin, Banff National Park. It's raining out. I'm worried about my camera getting soaking wet and it's not weatherproof, so I can't film or video too long.
We're like 700 to 800 meters from the Fish Lakes campsite.
Yes, and then there's a little tack shed here and a corral. And here's the cabin. Now I got to put the camera away. I don't want to ruin my camera and get it rained on and completely soak and the electronics go.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we're right at Fish Lakes now. That is Fish Lakes up there.
Clouds have lifted slightly.
Yeah, Fish Lakes.
Literally stopped drizzling about 5 minutes ago.
No, it's still drizzling a little bit.
Oh yeah, it's drizzling a little bit. Stopped raining.
Yeah, it was raining, now it's drizzling. Anyway.
You can hear the drizzling, yes.
It's okay.
And
okay, now we're climbing South Molar Pass from the Fish Lake side. And it's still raining out. Just stopped to have a little break.
probably not going to do too much more filming.
Yeah, because camera's getting wet and it's not weatherproof. I already mentioned that multiple times. Some cool cloud formations.
Well, yeah, one thing we could mention is they told us that Fish Lakes would be completely booked 10 days ago, 11 days ago. You can't get a spot, it's completely reserved. We walk through it right now, not a single soul.
Not a single person at Fish Lakes, even though it's fully booked.
Yes, that tells you that people don't show up when it starts raining out.
Nobody likes to go backpacking in the rain. Oh, okay, I guess that's natural, right? Yeah. We're forced to because this is day 10 of our backpack. Even though I don't think it's that bad. I'm not really upset or anything. It's a part of the adventure.
Yeah, I don't. Part of backpacking, if you do a long backpack, you're going to encounter rain.
You have to expect some precipitation, some rain. It's part of backpacking. Part of the adventure.
And it's good experience.
It's a good experience. It's teaching us what to do to keep things dry. we're talking as we're walking how to better in the future keep things dry.
Because I noticed that the sleeping bag stuff sack is not waterproof.
Yeah.
And so we think we might as well get one of those backpack covers.
Yes. And also maybe even put the sleeping bag in a waterproof garbage bag. One of the ones with the the ties at the end that you can secure like just by pulling on it.
Well, my brother's got that.
Oh yeah, I got my backpack. Well, first of all, put it in the right position. See, I got a garbage bag covering up my sleeping bag and everything. So everything is protected by this garbage bag. So kind of like MacGyver, trying to figure out, use whatever you have to make it work.
Yeah.
Try to keep things dry.
Everything's easy to solve. It's
you just have to think about it.
Yeah, necessity is the mother of invention.
Yeah, necessity is the mother of invention, or father of invention, whatever it is. When you have to do something, and think about it long enough, you can figure it out. Like those clouds swirling around that mountain. It's cool. There were better ones, but...
The one thing this backpack is doing, it's making us extremely fit.
We're more fit now than we were at the start of the backpack. And the weather changes so much. Like right now it's cold and it's rainy. At the beginning of the backpack was like a heat wave. It was like in the upper 30s. So we were like super hot at the beginning, upper 30s, and now it's cold and raining.
Yeah, the rivers are really swollen by the glacial melt.
At the beginning, and now it's just such a wild swing in the weather. They go from one extreme to the next. But that's also part of being in the mountains.
Yeah, mountain weather. Wait 5 minutes and the weather changes.
Yes. And so part of being in the mountains is expect the weather to change and be prepared for every contingency.
Yeah, any type of condition.
Okay, I'm going to put the camera away now. It's getting rained on. Okay, we just hit the pass. It's pretty windy up here and cold.
8,500 feet.
Is it past 85? I thought it was 85, a little bit below.
It says 8493.
Okay, anyway, we're at cloud level right now and it's cold and windy. I think that's Mosquito Lake down there. The camera can't even focus. It's so cloudy and so little contrast. Yeah, just in and out of focus, okay? Turning it off. We just came down from North Molar Pass in that direction.
Heading towards Mosquito Lake.
Yeah. There's North Molar Pass we just descended from. And I was probably shooting a lot of the video today with raindrops on the lens, distorting the image a bit, but because it just stopped raining right now. The rain just kept falling on the lens, so it couldn't be helped. So just so everybody knows, a lot of the images were a little bit blurry because of raindrops. Now I just was able to clean my lens a bit. My brother's up there waiting for me. Cool. Yeah.
half kilometers off.
Okay, we're back at the intersection of North Molar and South Molar. We just came from Fish Lakes. On the way in, we went to Molar Pass, which is South Molar Pass. And
we're at 155.5 kilometers. Take 2.5 kilometers off of that for when we got lost and we're zigzagging and
going back and
forth, and we probably added an extra 2.5 kilometers off. And I only have the GPS turned on when we're walking along the main trail. When we get to camp and we get to the campsite, GPS gets turned off. So any additional walking or walking around camp and stuff is not recorded. Only along the trail is
only
recorded.
when the backpacks are on.
Yeah, only when the backpacks are on. When I leave in the morning, get to the main trail, backpacks are on, turn the GPS on.
Hit camp,
GPS gets turned off.
And we're at 155 what?
155.5, but knock 2.5 off of that.
Okay, so
let's say 153 kilometers.
Okay.
And we still have 7 kilometers, so it'll be 160 kilometers.
So total distance will be 160, and according to the write-up, it's only supposed to be 145.
But he is wrong.
That is wrong, because we're taking the distances very accurately.
Yeah, and when he did that, it was years and years ago when he wrote up the description. And I'm not even sure what method he used, if he used the GPS. Because I remember that write-up probably from years and years ago, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And so it will end, but we did some very short side trips, but and then let's say all the things like the zigzagging, getting lost, and the side trips, less than 5 kilometers.
Yeah.
And so when we hit the vehicle at 160...
Well, let's say it's 155 then.
155 is the actual distance of the circuit.
Of the route.
The route. Yeah. Okay, enough said.
Yeah.
Four kilometers from the Jeep. It's cleared up a bit. Okay, we reached the trailhead and I just thought I'd film this. We were in bison country. I'll just focus in on the map, see if I can make it out. See Red Deer River, we went down the Red Deer River. Then we went up Divide Creek and then hit the Clearwater River. So we were in the bison reintroduction zone and we saw bison patties all over the place. However, no bison. We weren't fortunate enough to see bison, but we saw the 2 wardens who were part of the bison reintroduction project at Divide Creek Patrol Cabin. And those were the only 2 people we saw from Red Deer Lakes campground all the way to Fish Lakes. Days and days of seeing no other people. And those 2 wardens said to us, "We don't see too many other people out here. Good for you. Good luck." Whatever that meant.
We rarely encounter any people.
We rarely encounter any people. So we were in probably some of the most remote country in Banff National Park, seldom visited by people.
Yeah, I think the front ranges.
In the front ranges, no bridges, very few amenities.
Yeah, random camping.
Random camping, no campgrounds.
Yeah, set up your tent wherever you can find a good
You hit a river or a ford, you gotta cross it on foot.
Yeah, there's no bridges.
No bridges, and it's
some route finding sometimes.
Very seldomly visited by people. The wardens were actually surprised to see us, and so anyway, we did it. Here we are.
Yeah.
Should I show the GPS right now? The information?
I guess you can show.
Okay, I'll briefly turn the camera off and then I'll focus in on the GPS, total distance and everything. Okay, there's a trip computer on the GPS. Total trip distance, 162.7 kilometers. The total ascent that we did during the whole trip, 14,486 feet. Total descent, 13,871 feet. And the time...
I want to mention, the GPS is only turned on when we're actually following the trail. When the backpack goes on and we start going down the trail, that's when the GPS gets turned on. And when we reach camp, the GPS is turned off. So we're only recording the route part of this trip. We're not recording like walking around the camp, doing camp activities and stuff. That even wastes the battery. So it's only when we're on the trail with our backpacks on. Now this might be 5 kilometers over, because I'll say like 2.5, 3 kilometers got added on when we got lost in Upper Peters Creek, because we're going zigzagging back and forth and backtracking and then doing a lot of extra kilometers.
Until we finally found the trail, yeah.
So I'll give that 3 kilometers. And there was a few short side things down to like waterfalls and stuff, but nothing significant.
Just hundreds of meters.
Yeah, so I'd say 5 kilometers maybe over.
At the most, at the most.
And so what is it reading on?
162.7.
So let's just say 163. So the actual route of the trip we did is about 158 kilometers.
At least.
Yes, it's not 145 like in the book says, which was probably the description was written years ago. It's 158 kilometers. I have it on my GPS. I believe the GPS.
Okay, and the time.